I ain't never got an ass whipping for staying out late that I did not deserve. And I ain't gonna say enjoy. But when I got that ass whipping, I was like, well, I had a good time. Those black hole days. Ooh. Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky again would be our lovely heart earrings. Love them. Love, and if you are not already a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Richard Pryor, prior convictions, and other life sentences. The official autobiography. I couldn't lie to my old man because he could hypnotize me. He heard my mind, checked me right out. Say, man, are you fucking up at school? He asked. Huh? Yes, I am. In class, I let my motor idle. Between bells, I wondered if my teachers were good fucks. Stuff like that. I also... Wow. The humiliation. The humiliation of being one of them little dirty ninjas, mammy. He says while he was in school, he got to learn himself a little better. So what he was doing in school, between the bells, was looking at his teachers, thinking about how good they can make him feel in the bedroom, and, learning about himself a little more. A lot of people didn't get to know themselves. I used to get to know myself so much. I knew that vagina couldn't be as good as my hand. I witnessed salvation come to people in a number of ways. Drugs, gambling, women, and alcohol. And though I wouldn't say I was saved by Margaret Yinks Parker, one of my favorite teachers at Blaine, she did give me a shove in the right direction. Miss Parker was an attractive woman who had a pretty daughter about my age. I joked that I wanted to get together with her. Maybe we'll get married, I told my teacher. Then you and I will be family. Oh, Richard, Miss Parker said sweetly.
What set Miss Parker apart from the rest was her ability to handle me. She did it with kindness and patience, a combination that always slayed me. Ordinarily, I acted dumb in front of my teachers, but Miss Parker refused to believe my performances, no matter how convincing. I guess I'm too retarded for that, I whined. Miss Parker always laughed at my silliness, then sat me down, assured me that I wasn't as dumb as I said, and in a gentle, sweet, reassuring voice, she goaded me into at least trying to learn something. In truth, she blackmailed me. If I would make an attempt at working, she said, then she would permit me to stand in front of the class each morning and tell jokes. The deal was irresistible. My routine was always something I picked up from a TV show. Red Skelton, Jerry Lewis, Sid Caesar. Sometimes I imitated friends. Other times I risked impressions of the school teachers and bullies who all of us knew were assholes.
I never thought of myself as having a gift, but I made my classmates laugh. And when I heard their laughter, I felt good about myself, which was a pretty rare feeling. but nice, real nice. So now he go on to talk about by the time he got to high school, he bored, of course, because the only reason why he's going to high school really and truly is just to, to make the check off as far as your parents' list. So what Richard Pryor said about his time in high school was that he decided that he wanted to be a gang member. Okay, that's right, a gang member. All right. The problem was he was too chicken shit to do any fighting, right? And how he would pick his gang, because I guess back then they weren't choosing you chose them, or at least that was the case for Richard Pryor, was he would pick his gang according to who was in charge of the action. By high school, I tried running with gangs, but I was tough for about half a minute. That was it, half a minute. I was in every gang in Peoria. They had about 5. I was in all of them. Whichever one was winning, that's my side. The real tough guys hung out at Proctor, a recreation center where they spent all day practicing how to be criminals. Fighting, rolling dice, drinking. Guys showed up at noon and hung around all day waiting for the cops to come. Richard Pryor, the gang member. Child bang, couldn't see it.
Went to Carver Center, a safe haven, thanks to the effort, vision, and devotion of a Miss Juliet Whitaker. A tiny young lady, she might have been the toughest soul in Peoria. She didn't take shit from anybody, and people who didn't even know her respected her for having something most others didn't, an education. She was a black woman who came from good parents and had gone to college. That was something downright inspirational. More so, instead of leaving for better neighborhoods that had higher paying jobs, Miss Whitaker stayed in Peoria. She had beliefs about doing good, a conviction that she could help kids like me realize their dreams. If they dared to dream in the first place, she was a good person. I picked up on that. Although Miss Whitaker reminded me of a toad, I saw the beauty inside her. Her smile made you forget about things. That's beauty. I proposed to her a couple of times, but I guess I was too young for her.
She just started at Carver, the recreational center, when we met in 1951. She was in the midst of staging the play Rumpelstiltskin and had cast all the parts except a small role of a guy who goes on stage and sneezing. It wasn't a walk-on as much as it was a walk-off, but I got it and was thrilled, especially when she gave me a script to take home and learn, though there was nothing in it for me to remember. I learned all the parts anyway, and when the kid who played the king came down with the flu, Miss Whitaker turned to me. No one in the history of the theater was more prepared to move up than I was. Though my performance was unique, I modeled my portrayal of the king after my Uncle Dickie and turned the fairy tale into a black comedy. Hey, baby, I said to the miller's daughter, you keep on spinning that straw in the gold for me, and I'll get you a car. Something fine, something for your mama. I'll make you my woman. Miss Whitaker noticed my talent, quick wit, ambition, and need, especially my need. She began centering skits and reviews around me. I had no trouble being the center of attention and generating laughs. The spotlight suited me. In fact, I once pasted my name over Marlon Brando's on a photo of a movie marquee I cut out of the newspaper. Girl, why would you bring up the Marlon Brando? Oh, my God. Why would you talk about Marlon Brando? You know they around here talking about you and him was scrunching in the bed, boy. Why would you even bring his name up? And then now that you saying, you looking at him with newspaper going, oh, I should put my name over top of Marlon Brando. Girl, I spent all day making up stuff, practicing. It was like some kids stood on the corner and sang, but I taught. My father was one of those 11 o'clock men. Say, where you going? So let me tell you something. I really don't have to improvise a lot in this book because Richard Pryor is absolutely hilarious. Okay. Really and truly, the way that he writes in sections of this book, I just see him on stage saying it. For instance, my father was one of those 11 o'clock men. Say, where you going? Nigga, you ain't asked nobody if you can go no place. Child, that's across the board. That ain't nothing different, okay? Because my mother was like, you just gonna get up and walk out my house and not tell me where you going? What, you a man now? Okay, then get a job. I don't give a fuck where you going. Be home by 11. You understand 11, don't you? Nigga. You can tell time, can't you? Ninja. 11 o'clock. You bring your ass home. I don't mean down the street singing with them ninjas either. And bring me my goddamn paperback. And then he also said, which is crazy, okay, which makes a very valid point. By the time your parents want you in the house, or at least my mother wanted me in the house by 12, she gave me 12. Okay, 12, mama. The go-go don't start cranking until 12:30, mama. You lunching, mama. And that was Richard Pryor's sentiment. What? Be in the house by 11? The fun don't start till 11. Pappy, are you crazy? But I guess me and Richard Pryor were the same person. Fuck all that. I'll take the ass whipping when I get in the house. But I am not about to miss out on this night of purity fun. I ain't never got an ass whipping for staying out late that I did not deserve. And I ain't gonna say enjoy. But when I got that ass whipping, I was like, but I had a good time. Those black hole days. Ooh.
Say hello, black hole. Everybody. Say hello. Hey, I say hello. See this brother winning, man. A-R-E. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? Kansas City. What the fuck? What is your win, babe? Uptown, Southside. Come on. Let's go.
Be home at 11, my dad yelled. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm going to kick your ass. Well, can I go take a bath first, Daddy? You know what he be doing in the bath. Okay, getting to know himself. The material flowed from my mouth without stop, which was a problem for some. Like this man named Mr. Fink. Mr. Fink was his science teachers. Them science and math teachers. They be too damn serious. Okay? Way too serious. Like when I'm in school, or when I was in school at UDC, right? I was a liberal and fine arts major, right? Free thinking, free-minded, we got to think outside of the box, right? Where you got them math and sciences people, like them engineering, them computer sciences, them nursing, all them other people, they can't be no variations in it. Okay, just like my wife, ain't no variations in her shit, okay? Which is a good thing sometimes, because I know she will always take me there. I preferred to, deal with somebody that was in my major, right? But when I got to know people and I found out that them niggas was somehow taking a Bachelor of Sciences for something, I just got turned off. It was just something about that. I was, oh, yikes, you too serious in life. Ooh, there's no room for variations. Like a math problem. You make one wrong move, the entire thing is wrong. I don't like that. One day he got so fed up with me, he grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and took me downstairs. Just to show I had a sense of humor, I took a swing at him. If you didn't seal your fate by acting a ninja in class, swinging at your teacher will definitely get you kicked out of school. That was it. He opened the front door to the school and literally threw my ass on the ground out of school. Don't come back, he said. The door slammed shut with a loud bang. I knew there was no use of arguing my way back inside. It was as if school were a train ride and the conductor were talking to me. 8th grade is the end of the line. Oh shit, I said out loud. Then I thought about my folks. Everybody listened to what happened. My grandmother, my dad, Viola, my aunts and uncles. They then taught me the lesson you learn after leaving school. It's okay, my dad said. But I'll tell you this. If you don't put nothing in the pot, you don't get nothing out the pot. Dinner that night was my last free meal. The next day, I began looking for a job. not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves. You babies, have a good one.